Plaintiff Monica Hicks says in 2007 her boyfriend murdered her roommate, while the defendant, Monica's son, was asleep in the next room. Out of fear, Monica covered up the crime, but once she confessed, she went to prison for 4 years. Monica is suing her son for damaged property. Defendant Timmy Pettis says he was 9 years old when his mother went to prison, and that separation had a negative effect on their relationship. Timmy's countersuing his mother for the value of personal property.
Start with you.
Your Honor, if I could, I'd like to say back in 2007, I was in a relationship with this man that I thought was my everything, only to find out, like when I came home from work one night, he had killed my roommate. And
Killed your roommate?
Yes, he had murdered her. And my son Timmy, he was in the room sleeping next door. So really there was like no way to get him out of the house without him being in jeopardy of his life and mine. Also, the man had made me help remove the body out of the house. So I feel like that has a lot to do with the impact on his anger issues and his trust issues. And
so did he witness the actual body?
No, he didn't.
Did you hear the murder?
Time. No, he was asleep at the time.
How long after it happened did you tell him?
Probably like 6 months.
Okay.
Because things started coming out.
Was he close with the deceased?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how did it affect you?
It really still hurts to this day. I'm so sorry to the family that had happened. I did confess after a while. It took a minute to, before I did confess to it, because he had threatened my life and my son's life if I said anything. So I did end up confessing because I had that black cloud hanging over my head from it, and I couldn't handle it no more. Even though
you weren't charged with anything, were you?
I was charged with assisting a criminal, and I got 4 years for that, which it didn't bother me because at least I know he got
4 years.
Yes, he got 40 out of the deal.
You had 4,
and I did 4.
How old was your son while you were away?
He was 9 years old when it happened.
9 to 13.
Yes. So
who kept him then?
His aunt did.
How often would he speak or visit with you?
Maybe once a year.
Once a year?
Because it was so far away.
How would he act when he was there?
He was fine at the time.
He was happy to see you?
Yes.
Did he act angry then?
No, not at that moment, no. At that time.
Okay. So I think that may have had more to do with his anger issue than the murder that he was told about 6 months later. I think missing your mother for 4 years and seeing her once a year behind bars, that's the real deal.
Yes.
I think, but yeah. You want to weigh in on any of this, sir? In terms of your recollection and how and if it affected you?
I just feel like it keeps us at a little bit more of a distance, even though I try to be with my mother and stay close to her, but it probably distances us a little bit more.
The fact that she was away for those years is the bond is not as strong as you think it should be, or as you would like for it to be. You feel that same way?
Yes.
So it's really a bond issue. The reason I'm being so plain about it, because there are 2 million people in prison. So all of them need to know the effects of what is going on the outside with their loved ones, because many don't.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make that plain. And it has continued. You're how old now?
23.
And you were 13 when she came home. All right. My brothers and sisters who are watching, brothers and sisters includes white folks, Latino folks, Asian folks. I call everybody brothers and sisters like they do in the church. All right, go ahead. Sister Monica, go ahead.
Yes, he had hit my windshield on 2 occasions. He was mad because I wouldn't let him borrow my vehicle.
When approximately month and year?
In May.
So tell me how it began.
He kind of made arrangements without asking me and just assumed I was going to let him use it. And I said no, so he got mad and he hit it with his fist and cracked it. And then a few days later, the same situation happened where he wanted to use the vehicle. And
you did the same thing?
And he did the same thing. And
what did you do the first time he did it?
Well, He promised that he would fix it and whatever. So I was like, okay.
How long after, you say? The next day?
A couple days later, he wanted to use the vehicle again and made arrangements, and I wouldn't let him use it.
Has he displayed anger issues?
He has had some situations where he hit a hole in my wall or broke a thing or two through the house at times.
So he was 13 when you came home, right?
Yes.
Did he stay with you up through high school?
No, actually, he stayed where he was at his aunt's house and completed school there.
I was trying to understand what type of young adult he was or adolescent.
He seemed to be fine. They said he was fine.
Nobody complained to you?
No.
Nobody say, Timothy is on the wow.
Well, they had a few incidences with him.
That's what I'm asking.
But it's not
Like
nothing.
what?
Well, I'm not sure what exactly happened,
Timothy,
but I know
let me
he
hear
tried
from you. Brother Timothy. Go ahead.
About the window, we were actually riding in the car or whatever, and we were having like a dispute or whatever, whatnot, and I was waving my hands, and I happened to hit the window, and I cracked it.
All right. What about the second time?
About the second time, I don't recall no second time.
Okay. And you have evidence that it was twice? He admits to at least once. He admits to that. And you tell me about any other incidents, or were you getting into trouble from 13 to 23? Just trying to understand, when do you admit to beginning your troubled days?
I really don't have no trouble with no anger issues, no.
Okay. Like so he doesn't have any trouble. He was waving his hand, and it just happened to break the windshield.
Happened like
I need
that.
to get you in the ring, boxing ring. We can make a lot of money off you if you break windshields with the wave of a hand. Oh, forget you, mama. I ain't think about you, mama. Bow! That's how it happened? All right. No other troubles. Who's your witness?
This is my brother.
You want to come up, sir? I'm trying to get a little understanding of him. State your name.
My name is Jason.
What do you think? Has he been in a lot of trouble since his adolescence?
Well, she instigates it.
No, outside of her.
No, he don't have no personal problems, no trouble.
Over the years, he hasn't been in and out of trouble.
No, not that
Good. All right. Well, it seems like you've handled the absence of your mother during those critical years pretty well. You finish high school?
Yes, I
Go any
graduated.
further than that?
No, I just graduated.
Okay,
I did
good.
get into a trade, though.
Good. All right. So you need some
Windshield
advance.
repair.
Huh?
Windshield repair.
All right. And your counterclaim, how does she owe you?
Oh, because actually, I was involved in a little incident. They said it was a misunderstanding. I actually got arrested for.
For what?
They said it was a hit and run. I purchased a car, and I got the hit and run charge for it after I purchased it because I didn't know it was actually involved in a hit and run. So I actually got locked up for it, and I had a $400 bond. I tried to call my mother numerous amount of times, and she wouldn't answer. So I called friends and family to try to get me out. My mother contacted them saying I need to learn a lesson. So that's why they weren't getting me out. So when I ended up getting out on time served on July 23rd, I came home, my Xbox and my TV and my laptop were all missing.
It was at her house?
Yeah, it was at her house because, I fell on hard times during...
Okay, because I thought you were still living with your aunt last I knew.
No.
So
I was living. I was living by myself. I had my own house.
You all were just riding that day and you did it.
No.
Or now you're saying you were living with her.
Yeah, I was living with her. Yeah, I fell on hard times. I had
Came
my own
home,
house.
all those things were missing.
Yes.
When you asked her about it, what did she say?
She didn't really want to give me an explanation. Just like it just kind of went quiet.
Just figure it out.
Silence. Yeah.
Ma'am?
Your Honor, he had broken numerous things of mine, put holes in my walls and this and that through the time that he was staying with me. He stayed rent-free and everything, and I did retaliate and broke some of his things. I did. Wow. I know two wrongs don't make a right, but it made it even at the time. I felt I had seen him break my light off of my pole out front in my yard.
That's after the windshield?
Yes. and he had broken, and so and he tried to hide it. That's the thing, he tried to hide it. So then when I went to go look and see what he was trying to hide, and I realized it was the light off of my pole out front, then I just, adding everything
What
up
did
to
you do with these things?
I damaged them and then put them out.
All right, you should just put it out, ma'am. I'm going to grant his judgment, $24.50. You admit to retaliating and damaging it, not just putting it out. And I'm going to grant your judgment, $652. So subtract $652 from $24.50.
$17.98.
That's what you walk away with, is $17.98. Ma'am, this is a hard lesson, but I have to go with the law. That's all I can go by, the law. Have a good day. That's my conclusion.
Well, I like to see him trust me more and us get along better.
Yeah, I agree, most definitely. I would like to, continue the relationship, and, I hope everything works out for the best and less arguing and whatnot, and hopefully I get back on my feet and don't have to live with my mother.